Happy to bring you nothing but the most sensitive subjects today. Welcome back to the Hype Mind. Thanks for joining us. I'm Drew. So contrary to popular belief and societal's belief, the ideas that they push, each gender actually sets the standard for the opposite gender. It's what helps create good intersexual relationships. So let's step into depth on this a little more. Right now, what you see a lot of is there's a lot of movements to love yourself, love me for who I am. It's fat is the new, chubby is the new beautiful, etc. All these other things, right? And I'm not here to body shame anybody. What I want is to help people understand and realize that for the longest time, effectively and efficiently, the female gender determined what the ideal male gender looked like, and vice versa. The male gender determined what the ideal female gender looked like, and it was proactive. It was essential because it created a working relationship, right? What happened, right? So women said, well, the ideal guy I want is a guy with a V-tapered body who's buff, works out, looks good, takes good care of himself, is in shape, good, clean-cut, lean-looking man with a nice jawline, right? And men have their own idealization of what women should look like, which is usually nice, slender waist, wide hips, all the goodies where the men usually want the goodies, and nice legs, etc., pretty face, beautiful hair, all that good stuff, right? And so our culture's really kind of stepped away from that. They've been like, oh, no, who you are is fine. Which is, well, it's dangerous because it promotes complacency. It promotes you saying, I'm good enough as I am. I don't need to improve myself, which is a very poor mindset to have. I do think it's beautiful and necessary to accept yourself for where you are, but you need to seek improvement from there on out. So going back to the subject at hand, people, the genders, set their own standards for the opposite gender, right? And that, well, what did that do, right? Men said, okay, this is what women want. And so they sought to take care of themselves for one. And other men said, well, if I want to do well with women, I need to look like them. So they also were motivated to take care of themselves. And the same goes for women. Women said, well, geez, this is what men want. I should want to be desired by men because people were created for unity. We were meant to share life. And the result of that was people had unity. You saw a woman, you said, wow, you're beautiful, because you take care of yourself, because you want to be desired in a healthy way by loving yourself, accepting yourself for who you are, and seeking to improve yourself, and seeking to make yourself more desirable in a way that other people would want to share their life with you. And the same goes for men, right? It goes both ways. Both genders were held to the same standards, so it was still equal. It wasn't people coming from a place of lack of love, although you can definitely reach that point from a place of lack of love. You can see slender women and think, well, the only way to do that is, the only way to be loved is to be like that woman, and then you enter bad habits like becoming anorexic, right? So I understand that can be bad, people can have bad ways of achieving these idealizations, but there's always good and bad in everything. It's unavoidable. There's always going to be a good and bad, right? So to have a society that says, well, you don't take care of yourself at all, but that's okay, love yourself for who you are and stay that way, it's a very sad thing to behold. The reality is you should love yourself for who you are, and then you should seek to build up from there, and to become a better version of where you love yourself from, so you can continue to love yourself more. People, as I mentioned earlier, people were meant for unity. We were created to share life with each other. So part of that is you need to part of sharing your life with people is finding a group, right? Is making yourself fit in. And that's a key factor right there, is when it comes to fitting in, you have to do your part too. You don't just get accepted because you're human. No, you need to make yourself fit in. You know, it's a 50-50 effort. It's a two-way street. They accept you in, you enter in. That requires effort on both people, from both people or from both parties. So that's why I mentioned this, that's one reason I mentioned this, because the reality is this is how it's been for hundreds of years, effectively, and it's okay for it to be that way because it works. It works well, you know. Every guy wants an attractive woman, and every woman wants an attractive guy. Anybody who's in a healthy state of being, at any rate, and so you should want to take care of yourself and be the best for the person that you're going to be with, whatever the sex or the gender or whatever your religion. Don't take those into account, because that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that yes, it opposes a lot of the beliefs you're familiar with or that have been showed to you, but the truth is, women set the standard for men, and men set the standard for women, and that's good. It is proactive. It results in people taking care of themselves. It results in unity. It results in love and relationships shared between people, and it results in people continually taking care of themselves and each other. You know, and the whole, I love myself where I am, and I'm going to stay there. You love me where I am, and I won't do anything. That's rubbish. That's trash. Like, take care of yourself. Educate yourself. See where you're at. Go higher. Always aim higher. The more you put in, the more you get out. Like, there's 100 different little sayings, but the biggest takeaways are always seek to educate yourself, seek to do better, seek to become better, because that's how you change the world. That's how you make the world a better place. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Peace.